and I'll just say hello to everybody. I'm actually going to do my first recital, sat down in my entire life today, just because I've hurt my ankle, so it's a little bit unusual, but I can still play to you. So I'm Jen, and this is Chris, and we've been playing together for a few months now, and we're going to play you a programme which has got quite a lot of violin music in it. And that's just because I've discovered some really beautiful pieces that I wanted to play. So I went and looked for more violin pieces. So the first one is called Romance in F, and it's by Beethoven. And a lot of the music that I've found and like playing is about composers that have faced some sort of adversity in their lives. And Beethoven went deaf way before he finished composing. And this piece is one of the pieces that he wrote at the point where he was losing his hearing, and even though he lost his hearing after that, he still wrote some absolutely beautiful music. So I hope you enjoy this one. I'm going to keep getting Chris to stand up to see you because he's very hidden behind the piano there. So just so that we don't forget that he's there. So the next piece that I'm going to play is by a composer called John Rutter. And John Rutter is mostly known for his choral works. He's written some really, really beautiful music. One that I usually play is called Suite Antique, which was written for flute and strings. But in the theme of my violin adaptations, I'm going to play something called Lament for the Holy City instead. And this was written for violin again as part of a bigger work called Visions, which also includes choral and strings. So it's from that, and it's just another very, very lovely piece to listen to. And I'm just, as we go in between each piece, I'm just going to share a little bit about me in between each one. So the first thing is that I do this and play to you because I love doing it. I want to perform as a soloist because I love doing it. And actually my day job is a midwife. So I'm doing a master's in music at the moment because I've come back to it after 25 years of not playing the flute. So last September I decided I wanted to do it again, so I came back to the flute. So that's just a little bit more information. going to tell you what he's going to be doing on the organ.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm sorry if you looked at the programme and you saw Liszt and saw Spiro and you're really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, I managed to injure my hand about 3 weeks ago to the point where I couldn't use it. As you can tell, I can still kind of play, but I'm not quite up to playing some Liszt yet. So instead, I'll be playing the toccata from Bach's Toccata Adagio and Fugue. You might just have to give me a minute to set up. But
So I apologise to most of you, you're not going to be able to see me from here. Not much I can do about it.
quite enjoyed having a little rest on that one. So the next piece we're going to play is called Morceau de Concours by Fauré, and this wasn't a violin piece. This was written by Fauré for the Paris Conservatoire as a test piece, and before this the pieces that had been written were very sort of fast and furious and designed to test the flautist's technique and how good they were. This one was actually designed to test their musicality and their expression and their tone. So it's very different from the rest of them, but it's a really lovely piece of music. So on this one, because it's a nice short piece, I'm going to stand up and play it to you. The last piece we're going to play is called Introduction and Rondo Capriccioso by Camille Saint-Saëns, and this is another piece that was written for violin and has been adapted for the flute. I think it got picked to be adapted because it's just quite a showy piece with some really beautiful melodies in the middle. It's also got some really tricky corners in that I'm just praying that these things are going to do what they're meant to do. But before I play the last piece, I just want to share a little bit more about me, and I'm telling you this in case either you or anybody out there that you know has come back to music and wants to do it again, or is just doing something that's a little bit challenging. So just over a year ago, I'd almost lost my mobility. I couldn't really walk very far at all. I wasn't at work, and we've got 5 children between myself and my partner who have all got disabilities, and I decided that this couldn't be the rest of my life. So I went to have an operation abroad because the UK waiting lists were too long, and then started my masters in September and have spent the last few months just travelling all over the country performing, having a great time doing it. So it's just a little bit of a story for that. It might be really, really hard, but there's things that are worth doing, and this is one of them. So I hope you've enjoyed it today, and I'm going to sit back down for the last piece just so I can carry on walking for the kids after this.
Oh, I do hope you enjoyed that. Wasn't it wonderful? The acoustic in here is just fantastic for a flute. It really is. It's so beautifully clear. And for me, it was lovely hearing flute playing violin music, which I have known for many years. And it works so well on the flute as well as the violin. So our thanks very much. Have they gone? Do come back, please. Our thanks to Jen and Christopher for such a wonderful recital. You really gave it everything on that part of the organ.
Well, I was having fun.
But thank you both very, very much. I was just saying how much we enjoyed the violin music. It really does work well with the flute.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. Are you staying for lunch?
We can stay for a little bit.
Sorry?
Yeah, we can stay for a little bit today.
Brilliant, because there's lunch through for everyone through in the hall there, and the lunch is just as good as the recital. John's paid me to say that, but next month we've got Aaron Lynn Jones on the harp, which will be absolutely fascinating. If you've never seen a harp close up with all the workings, it's well worth it. Coming just to watch as well as to listen. And in November we've got Nick Fletcher, classical guitar playing. And you will be glad to know that I've already started work on next year's programme. I've already got the A-level students from